Happy Thursday, everybody, and thanks again for joining us here on KXAN News at 4. All right, an overall pretty nice day here in Austin at least, but every Thursday you all get an update about the drought conditions here in Central Texas, and I'm thinking that a lot of people out there might be thinking the rain that we've seen isn't having any impact and maybe bringing that down a little bit.
Well, it's helping a little bit.
Okay.
It's not helping a lot. We need much more than we've had. And what's interesting about the Thursday drought report is that the cutoff for the data that goes into it ends Tuesday mornings. So the rain we've had since Tuesday morning, of which there's been some areas with several inches, is not included in this latest drought update. This is what last week's drought looked like, and we did see improvements in northern Williamson County and much of our eastern counties, improving by one drought category over last week. You can see areas Georgetown and north did improve, some going from a 3 to a 2. So still severe drought here extends into Georgetown, but at least last week it was extreme. So that's an improvement, but we are in no way in much better shape than we were last week. Perhaps just a little bit of a better shape than we were last week. And then much of our eastern counties that were in moderate drought last week, at least some areas are now out of drought, but still considered abnormally dry, like Milam County, portions of Lee, and Bastrop counties, where we've actually had several inches of rain. Let me talk about how much rain we've had over the last 5 days. I selected some of the higher amounts in the hill country, but not all of them. Places like Doss really have missed out on some of the rain over the last 5 days, yet other areas like the Pedernales River there near Fredericksburg, 1 3/4 inches of rain. Again, this is not over the last couple of days, but last 5 days. Of course, we've had a few rounds of downpours and storms at that point. Johnson City, almost 1.5 inches. More than 1.5 inches in Bertram. San Saba, about 1.25 inches. Some of the highest rainfall totals were actually in the metro and the western metro. Florence, more than 3 inches. Lago Vista, more than 3 inches. Lakeway, just under 3 inches of rain. Of course, much of this rain, especially the Lago Vista Lakeway rain, would make its way into Lake Travis. Although anything near and east of 35 isn't going to make it into Lake Travis, it's going to flow down the Colorado River and away. 2.5 inches there at the Colorado River in Austin, and a little over 2 inches there at Walnut Creek. So beneficial rain, yes, beneficial for our eastern counties as well. Some of the highest rainfall totals, 3 inches plus, coming in our eastern counties, which doesn't really help our lakes at all. It is still beneficial rain in our eastern counties. The more rain falls even east of the watershed, the less water we need to use for irrigation and that sort of thing. So it indirectly helps our lakes, but it doesn't directly fall and pour into our lakes, and that's the rain that we need the most. How much have we had at Austin's Camp Mabry? Well, none today, of course, although it's possible we could get a little bit of rain today. Don't count on it. But this month so far, about 1.25 inches. Technically speaking, since the beginning of the month, we're still at a surplus of just 11 hundredths of an inch of rain. I expect we'll go into a deficit beginning tomorrow, as we don't anticipate any significant rain over the next week, and we're already at a deficit year to date of more than 2 inches in Austin. But we do have some opportunity for rain today, and we're already seeing a little bit out there now. This upper level low spinning off to the west of us is helping to generate enough lift in the atmosphere that's causing widespread rain and storms to the west and south of us. We're going to be on the peripherals of this, getting just a little bit, clipped a little bit by a few showers and perhaps an isolated thunderstorm. You can see what our computer models do, favoring our western and southern counties with showers, meaning the farther north and east you are, the drier you'll be into the evening. But about 20 to 30% of central Texas getting some measurable rain by about midnight, because once we get past midnight, our rain chances just about shut off, and then the sky's clear and we're back to dry here for tomorrow morning. I do expect a lot of sun tomorrow morning. Some scattered clouds bubble up for the afternoon, and these could produce a spotty shower or two that probably won't amount to much tomorrow. And then any of these isolated showers through early tomorrow evening disappear as we head later into the evening tomorrow, and then we're back to dry. Saturday may be a similar sort of situation as Friday. We start with the sunshine in the morning. We head into the afternoon, the clouds bubble up, and there's the potential for a few spotty showers. This particular computer model not showing it, but others that we have looked at do show a few showers possible on Saturday. Still, the chances are low. So how much rain do we get this evening? It's not going to be much, all less than a quarter of an inch, unless we could get an isolated thunderstorm that produces some heavier amounts. Most of the hill country and our southern counties getting less than 1/10 of an inch, but the farther south you are, the higher your chances of maybe squeezing out a little more than 1/10 of an inch of rain. I'm not saying you're not going to feel a few drops of rain in Austin. I just don't think it's going to amount to anything here this evening, the way things are looking for now. So only 20% of Central Texas gets measurable rain this evening. That drops to 10% here tomorrow, with otherwise a mix of sun and scattered clouds and 83 degrees. Here's your weekend. So a few showers possible Saturday. Sunday, Mother's Day, looks mostly sunny and beautiful. We've got a change in the weather pattern, though. This area of low pressure that's going to keep the temperatures cool this weekend is going to pull away as we head into next week. And in its place, high pressure will build in. And now we're expecting the hottest temperatures of the year so far by Wednesday, Thursday. Upper 90s both of those days. The hottest we've been so far has been 96. So a first warning about the hottest temperatures of 2025 coming your way by the middle of next week. We've actually just posted a blog on that. You can read that at kxan.com under the homepage.